Hello, guys. I'm filming again. I've been ill for the past couple of days, but I'm better now. I'm just enjoying coffee, as always, from a movie mug. This is a Nespresso one, and it's very good. It's giving me the energy and all the vibes that I need. And I have something else to show you. Please hold. Da 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 da. I made this. I built this. This was a Christmas present from my sister. She said that I need a Pikachu in my filming background, so she gave me this and I built it. It took me a little while to build this because I couldn't get this done during the Christmas holiday period, but it's done now. You can't see it because it's behind me in the video, but I'm planning to do a little like display shelf above the Mewtwo prints, so that's nice. It's gonna be, I can put some flowers there or plants. I can put some plants there, some Pokemon things. So yeah, that's gonna be nice. Pikachu! And outfit of the day, I might want to insert a picture, but I have this Def Leppard shirt that I absolutely love. This is a secondhand find. It's vintage. It's amazing. I love the color. I love the little glitz and glam that this offers, but still like the color palette is a bit muted, so I think it suits me quite well. Let's see if I can show it a bit. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So I guess let's do a little introduction. I go by Bunny, which is a childhood nickname given by my sister, and I like style, and I like Pokemon. But today I'm gonna talk about anime actually. So I want to talk about anime that I watched both in my formative years, but also anime that made me come back to it as an adult. Now, I never stopped watching anime, but there were gaps, when I reached adulthood, I certainly had some gaps watching it, and then some anime made me come back to it, but there's a lot of anime that I watched quite early in my life. And I'm trying to do this like in a chronological order, but we'll see how I do about that. And I really want to highlight the anime series or actually movies that I have really watched multiple times, except for one, but we're gonna talk about that later. So that I watched multiple times and that really affected me in a way, or made me really, how can I put it, impacted my life in a way. I want to talk about those anime series or movies, and not so much about the anime that I kind of watched here and there, but that really didn't have a huge impact on my life. But a tiny little disclaimer, like I obviously haven't watched the most anime by any means. I'm just someone who really enjoys the ones that I've been watching and I have seen, and like I'm not claiming to be any kind of anime know-it-all or like a specialist in anime. I'm not a professor in anime at all. And most of the animes that I'm gonna talk, you probably know, and they are probably quite mainstream, but still, I want to talk about it because I think it's interesting. My anime history starts in the 90s. I'm not gonna include muumit in this video, but obviously watched muumit as a child. But I'm just gonna mention them like really shortly right now because muumit is animated and scripted together with Tove and Lars Jansson and the Japanese studio, which I'm not sure if it was a studio, but it had to be because there was like 600 people working on the whole animation project of Moomies, but it was produced a Finnish guy, a Finn, who funnily enough had a Dutch production company. But yeah, every children in Finland has watched Moomies, and I think a lot of people in Europe in general, and in Sweden of course, like everyone in Sweden has watched them probably, and a lot of Japanese people as well, I think. it is definitely a very important part of the Finnish culture. If I would include it, it would be the first anime that I ever watched, like, because it's animated by a Japanese studio. But it's not really in the same category of anime, in my opinion. Anyway, let's get to it. Now, I have a little pad here because I have notes, because I have not production years, but some of the years when the anime that I'm discussing were aired. So I have some notes, don't mind that. Okay, my first anime that I want to talk about. This is not surprising, but it's Pokemon. Obviously, it's Pokemon. Like, who would I be if it wasn't? I didn't really remember how old I was when I started to watch Pokemon, or when it actually aired in Finland, so that I had to check up. And I actually find this information from Bulbapedia of all places. So the season 1 Indigo League episodes started airing in Finland on November 6th, 1999. So quite a bit later, when, Pokemon was kind of made. Pokemon is having 30th anniversary this year. It first was a game for Game Boy in 1996. And the anime, I think, was made in 1997. But it aired in Finland 1999, so we got it a bit later. Obviously, it was dubbed and everything, and I think a lot of European countries got it right about that time. Pokemon obviously was a huge success, like huge, enormous success. I was 6 years old, and I had just started school, so I was a first grader, when we got the first episode. And I was glued to the TV every Saturday at 9 a.m. because that is when Pokemon was on, and obviously it was on once a week, one episode a week, and we had no way to look the episodes after, unless you recorded it, yourself on VHS. This is how I fell in love with Pokemon, watching the anime. I didn't play it until Ruby and Sapphire era, and let's just say I didn't have a console at that time. I played it with computer. We had one family computer, and I had tech savvy father and tech savvy older sister, so we found a way, and I got to play it. I saw all first 3 Pokemon movies in the movie theaters, and I did have the original Mew card that you could get from the movie theaters, or was it when you got the VHS? I'm not sure. Obviously, I don't have it anymore. I feel like so many people who had that Mew card as a child don't have it anymore. I had it. It was great. I've seen it. It's pricey if you want to buy it nowadays. It's pricey. Those 3 movies, they are my ultimate favorite Pokemon movies because obviously they hold the most nostalgia to me. I really love them. I love them, and I can't, I do want to make a video ranking them, which is the best. I'm not ready to make a video of all Pokemon movies, but the first 3 ones, and I honestly don't have an answer right now which one is the best. I love all of them. So, the first Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, it was available for Finnish audiences in April 2000. So, pretty darn soon after the anime started airing at all in Finland. And it definitely did keep the Pokemon hype going. 7-year-old me couldn't wait to be 10 years old and to start my own Pokemon journey. That could have been a real thing. Oh my god, that was amazing. This I might have made up in my head, I'm not sure, but I remember how I reacted when I saw Domfan for the first time in the first Pokemon movie in the battling scene, and I gasped. I was like, what is that? And I'm pretty sure that everyone in the movie theater gasped as well, but I'm not sure. I might made that up in my head, but that's how I remember it. I remember everyone being like, and memories. Now, the second Pokemon movie, The Power of One, so the Pokemon movie 2000. I remember that it was also called Pokemon 2000, but it was released in Finland also in the year of 2000 on July. Man, we ate good. We got back-to-back releases from Pokemon at that era, and one of the best songs ever made is the Lugia's theme. That is amazing to me. It's just, I still listen to it to this day. Often it's on my playlists and I like to listen to it. It's lovely. So the third Pokemon movie, Spell of the Unknown, it was released on May, let me see, 2001 in Finland. And also, I saw this in movie theaters, like I did see the other two. And this movie just does have the best battle scenes because there are a lot of battling. I liked to watch that as a child. You know, there were the Molly and Brock fight and the Molly and Misty fight and Kingdra. I saw Kingdra for the first time and loved. I have so many nice memories of Pokemon, like being a child, and that's probably why I still love the franchise to this day. What can I say? Like, I saw the Detective Pikachu on theaters when it was released. I don't remember when this was, but it was years ago now. I would love another live action Pokemon movie, by the way. And I was hanging out with a group of friends. And then I told them that I'm gonna go and see the Pokemon movie with my other friend. And they were like, what the fuck? Like, who watches Pokemon as an adult? And I was like, me. Bye. The audacity. Okay, let's move on to my second anime that I want to highlight, which was very dear to my heart. And this one was actually available in Finland before Pokemon was, and actually even before I was even born. I saw the dubbed and cut version later than I started watching Pokemon. And I guess that's good, because even the cut version is quite brutal, so I think it's good that I didn't see it just as early, maybe. But I really loved and cherished, and I still do love and cherish this anime. Can you guess what it is? It's Ginga Nagareboshi Gin, aka Silverfang, aka Hopeanuli, how we say in Finnish. And this actually got its first release in Finland as the dubbed and cut version in 1989. And it was released, on VHS tapes, which I owned all of them. Not at first, but eventually I did. The first time I got acquainted with Ginga Nagareboshi Gin was when my dad loaned the VHS tapes from the library. And obviously he did not know what it was about, like bears and dogs fighting. And also he first loaned me the second VHS tape, so I didn't even saw it from the beginning at first, but I still really liked it. After that, I remember wanting to loan them multiple times. My dad had to loan the first, the second, the third and the fourth one like multiple times. And guys, the Finnish dubs,
Tämä on Remington. 91 oikea metsästyskivääri, katsokaa.
They are horrendous. Obviously, I didn't mind that as a child, but like I've watched them dubbed as an adult, and it's the best humor actually. It's so funny, but they are really horrendous. Now, I don't remember how old I was when I actually started watching the Ginga Nagareboshi Gin, but I do remember that after a while loaning all the VHS tapes, I got them, like I owned the VHS tapes, and I looked it up that the uncut and undubbed DVD set was released in Finland in December 2003. Now, I don't remember how I knew about this, that there was going to be a DVD release, but somehow I did know about it, and I wished to get it for my birthday or for Christmas present, and surprise, I did. So I owned the DVDs, and that is the first time I saw actually the uncut version, and I could watch it in Japanese. So I was about 11 or 12 years old, like I just turned 11, unless it was like the next December and Christmas time, like after the release. Maybe it was the next December. So then I would have been 12 years old. So before this happened, I definitely had been watching the cut version for many years, because I remember, I owned the VHS tapes and I watched it over and over again. It's a great anime. What can I say? I don't know why, but I think Finnish people have a very special place for Ginga Nagareboshi Gin, and I think it's people like around my age or a bit older. Like even Yoshihiro Takahashi has visited Finland for many times, and he has been like in multiple anime cons as a visitor, and he's a like very welcome guest here in Finland. That's what I gathered. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess it fits our culture quite well. Like there is bears, there are dogs fighting. It teaches grit, it teaches friendship, it teaches bravery. I think those are like themes that Finnish people are like drawn to, like sisu. Ginga Nagareboshi definitely was a very important anime in my formative years, and I have the DVD set still. I love it to this day. Now, at this point, I have written down that I want to mention Studio Ghibli. And by the way, I'm pronouncing it in a very Finnish way. So I'm saying G sound as we say G. So Gi, like you would say Gabriel. But you know, in Japanese, I guess you could say Chibri or Kibri. But I'm saying it the Finnish way, which is just Ghibli. I especially want to point out Zen to Chihiro no Kamikakushi, so better known as Spirited Away, or in Finnish, Henken Katkema, which this one got its release in Finland in November 2002. Now, again, I don't really remember when I actually saw this movie first time, but it was around there. It had to be around there somewhere in the early 2000s. I fell in love. I immediately fell in love with this movie. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And obviously, after this movie, I was very much into other Studio Ghibli movies as well, and I wanted to see all of them basically. And this movie prompted me to learn more about Hayao Miyazaki's movies and, you know, Joe Hisaishi's music. Now, so Spirited Away was the first Studio Ghibli movie that I saw, but in 2005, we got Hauru no Ukoku Shiro, which is Howl's Moving Castle, or Liikkuva in Finnish. We got that in theaters, and I saw it in theaters, I guess. I'm not sure about that either, but I do love both of these movies pretty equally, I would say. They are definitely like my favorite ones from Studio Ghibli. But there were some other movies that I saw like before I saw Howl's Moving Castle, but it's a very good one. Obviously, if you've seen it, you know. But yeah, those are maybe my favorites, and definitely the ones that I have rewatched the most, and the ones that really impacted me in some way. You know, the worlds are just very magical and amazing. Every like Hayao Miyazaki made world is amazing. But anyway, the top two for me, I guess. I have both of these in VHS as well, and I remember rewatching them a lot. And I'm still like this, but as a child, I really rewatched a lot of movies because I liked to watch what I knew to be good. So I wasn't like someone who reached to new movies or media all the time. I wanted to watch the ones that I had seen and that I knew that I would really like. So I did a lot of rewatching, but I do want to shout out one more Studio Ghibli movie, and this is an exception to the rule because at the beginning of the video I said that I've included anime in this video that I'm making that I rewatched a bunch. This is something that I only saw once, but I want to include it because it did impact me a lot. It's a really good movie. It's a really sad movie, which is why I only saw it once. But I want to give this movie credit for shaping my being in my formative years, I guess. And that movie is Hotaru no Haka, so the Grave of the Fireflies, which this movie is set in Japan during the World War II, and it follows a child, a boy, and his little sister. It tells the story like through their eyes, and it's very moving, it's very touching, it's very haunting. I don't remember exactly when I saw this movie, but it had to be during secondary school because I remember loaning the DVD or renting it with my friend, and we watched it together. I haven't rewatched it ever since. Like once is enough with this one. It's amazing, but once was enough for me. I probably should watch it again and see what this is about. Like, I mean, because I feel like I would cry if I watched it again, and maybe these are emotions that I actually should inspect a little and make myself watch it and see how it makes me feel and sit with those emotions, maybe. But I wanted to include it because it is an amazing movie. I do recommend it a lot. And this movie actually very much piqued my interest in war history. And during my high school days, I actually watched a lot of war history movies because it was a subject of my studies. One of the history lessons. And I was very interested in those movies and I didn't have any issues watching them. But for some reason, The Grave of the Fireflies, it's touching in a different level. But I want to talk about something more, not as sad. Not that I'm getting sad, like talking about this, but I remember like the feelings that I got when I watched it. And yeah, last bit of coffee. I always drink it so slow, it's now cold, but still nice. So the next one. This is something that many people have watched and many people love this anime and I love it too. And that is Naruto. Now, I started watching Naruto as a 7th grader, so I was about 12 to 13 years old. And, well, let me switch my arms. And at that age, I didn't really have any friends that were super into anime. Like, I had one boy in our class. Like, we had a very good group spirit in our class. Like, me and my classmates, everyone, boys and girls, we were all very good friends. But no one really watched anime except this one guy. But it wasn't really something that bonded us. Like, we sometimes talked about anime, but it wasn't really something that was a big deal. Like, it wasn't a big part of my school self or who I was with my friends. It was something that I cherished doing privately, like at home, in a safe surroundings. Not that anyone bullied me for watching anime. It was cool. Like, honestly, it was fine. Like, everyone knew that I watched, but it wasn't a big deal. And for example, I didn't really make it my personality at all, which that is of course okay. But actually, at some point, I think this was in secondary school, but I totally made my friends watch ginga, nagareboshi, like the whole DVD set with me, like in one of our movie nights. Like, that takes many hours. Yeah, they didn't really get it. I can't blame them, but I guess you would have to watch that. Like, as a child, well, we were children, but as a small child, to it really make an impact, you know? I don't know. But anyway, back to Naruto. It ran through 2002 to 2007. So I guess I started to watch it around 2005 because I remember being a 7th grader and I watched it online. Now, the shippuden was from 2007 onwards and watched that, obviously. Naruto was very meaningful to me as a teenage girl. I know there is a tons and tons of Sakura haters in the world and how Sakura ruins everything or something, but actually, as a character, she was very impactful to me personally. I remember really admiring her grit in some parts of the series. Like, for example, when she cuts her hair during the tuning exams, because that's the only way that she can get out of the situation. I really admired that. I really admired how she wanted to catch up with Naruto and Sasuke and went to train under Tsunade, and I definitely admired her brute strength as well. Like, I remember seeing the first or the second Shippuden episode, I don't know which one it is, but when she and Naruto again try to catch try to get the little bells from Kakashi sensei. And in that scene, like, Kakashi sensei is hiding, and in that scene, Sakura punches the ground and it creates this whole freaking earthquake. And, you know, Kakashi is there and she is like, Kakashi sensei, Mitsuketa. What? Like, oh, what an absolute diva. Like, she was so cute, so poised, and like the strength. Like, call me embarrassing if you want. I don't really care, but Sakura, and well, Naruto as a whole, but Sakura was why I wanted to start doing martial arts. And I still am doing them to this day. I've been doing martial arts over 16 years. Wait, when did I start? 2009. So yeah, over 16 years. So Naruto and Naruto Shippuden definitely like taught me grit, taught me to survive hard situations, and wanted me to improve myself physically, and I found a hobby through that. And you know, I am forever grateful. Say what you want about the anime, and I know it's very like mainstream these days, which I don't mind anime being mainstream, by the way. Like I don't care. I'm not claiming to be someone who only likes the niche anime, etc. I like when those are brought out, and you can find good new anime to watch if you haven't seen like some of the animes that are older and like more niche. If they are very good, that's great. But I like what I like, and and like Naruto definitely impacted me. Like definitely in a very positive way. Now, let's move on to the next one. Oh, by the way, I still want to say I have rewatched Naruto and Shippuden both, like I think many times. I'm actually started watching Shippuden again during last summer or autumn, and I still like I'm at the end of the anime, but I still have like some episodes to rewatch. It's like comforting to rewatch that, but there are tons of episodes, so it takes a long time. And I watch it like here and there. But the next one is Hakane no Renkin Chuchushi, so which is Fullmetal Alchemist and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Again, an anime that is well liked and well recognized. And if you are watching this video and you know anime, you probably know this anime. This is nothing special or secret. But yeah, watched both, like both. I prefer Brotherhood because I prefer that it is, you know, more neatly packaged. It's shorter. The Brotherhood one is kind of my comfort show because it's not that many episodes, so it's very easy to rewatch. The story is amazing, and it stays true to the manga. The Fullmetal Alchemist, the first one, it ran through 2003 to 2004, and it was finished before the manga actually was finished, which is why the ending is, I don't know, they had to come up with an ending, but it's still good. I would still recommend it, and I have seen it a couple of times, I guess. And obviously this was the first one I saw because the Brotherhood wasn't made yet. Although I don't remember when I started watching the Fullmetal Alchemist, but it wasn't as early as 2003. It was later, but I did see it first. But the Brotherhood, it ran through 2009 to 2010, and I watched both of them online. Obviously, again. I definitely saw Brotherhood during my high school years, but I don't know, it gets a bit blurry like when it actually was, because especially the Brotherhood one, like I mentioned, I have rewatched it multiple times. It's like my comfort anime. It's genius. Like the story is so good. And by the way, I saw this like on social media, but in some of the anime cons, someone was cosplaying as the Chimera, so as Nina and Alexander, and genius cosplay first of all, but they went around asking people to play with them. So just like in the anime, you know, asking Edward to play, like when it goes like asoboyo, like people's reactions, like because oh my god, the PTSD. If you don't know, it's a very sad story about Nina and Alexander. It's a little girl and her dog, and her dad is an alchemist, like biological alchemist, biochemistry has to be biochemistry. But yeah, it has its own name, but he makes them into a chimera, and that is sad. And you know, it dies, it gets killed at some point in the anime, and it's sad. It was a very sad scene. So in that anime con, you know, when you go around and ask people to play with you, like happens in the anime, and it's like the scene when this happens, it's very haunting scene. People were like, oh my god, like I'm gonna cry. Like I'm not gonna cry, but people were saying in that video that they're gonna cry. Like genius cosplay, but very haunting as well. Definitely would recommend. I would recommend everything, like all the anime that I just said, but this holds a very special place in my heart. Hi, editing Puni here. I forgot to mention one anime during filming that I watched during my secondary school years and also rewatched at least a couple of times later, and that is Death Note. As an anime, it's not really my vibe, I guess you could say. I'm not into horror or like really dark topics, and not that Death Note is super horror-y, but more darker themed in a way than a lot of other anime that I like. How would I put it? There is a huge lack of empathy within the main character Yagami Light, which makes it not really touching in an emotional level, but I guess it's exactly that, which also makes it something you can't look away from. I love the thriller aspect of Death Note and the supernatural element of Shinigami, and it's just overall a very concise story that, again, is easy to rewatch. This anime was aired in 2006, and I guess I watched it for the first time around that time. The plot is very good in my opinion. My absolute favorite character in this anime is the Shinigami Rem, who I think possesses a lot more humane qualities and feelings than the actual human characters do. I have one more that I want to talk about, like one that really brought me back to anime. Like I mentioned, I did have like a pause as an adult watching. Like I always rewatched these animes, but I didn't find anything new to watch because, like I mentioned, I'm a creature of habit in a way that I know what I like, and if I saw something that was good, I just want to rewatch it. But yeah, the last one that I do want to mention is Kimetsu no Yaiba. So Demon Slayer. I know a very new anime, but very good nonetheless. And the cinematic experience that you get when you watch this anime, oh my god, it's amazing. It's so good. It started to run in 2019, and it is very beautiful. And I've said that these are the ones that I have rewatched, and this every time there is a new season or new arc come out, I've always rewatched the previous one or the whole anime all together. So definitely a lot of rewatched happened, and I've seen the movies. I saw Mugen Train when it was released, although I also had seen the episodes about Mugen Train arc, but I saw the movie, and of course I did see the Infinity Castle this year. No, it's 2026. I saw Infinity Castle in 2025, and I have to say, like I said before, I don't mind anime being mainstream. Like it definitely is, and I think it's fabulous that we can get anime in the cinemas, and it's like the most promoted one. Like Infinity Castle definitely was a very promoted one and very watched one. Like I don't know, there is something when you go to a theater that is full of people and they all want to go watch Kimetsu no Yaiba, you just know that you share something with them because it feels like a niche thing, although it is mainstream, but you still like know that these people, they like the same thing as I do, because they wouldn't be there if they didn't know what's it about. And yeah, I don't think we need to gatekeep anime. And now, of course, there have been other anime that I watched throughout the years, but none that I would want to highlight as much as these ones. Obviously, as a child, like there were Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z in in the TV, and I would watch that when it was on, but I never went out, or I never sought it out the way I would seek out Pokemon, for example. I did watch Wolf's Rain in secondary school, and that's a very good anime, by the way, but it didn't have the same effect on me as other anime would, like Naruto. Like how weird it sounds, it really affected me in a very positive way, and I want to highlight that. So I've seen other anime as well. I've seen some episodes of One Piece, but it wasn't ever the main one that I loved, although I'm very excited about the new season of One Piece live action. I did really like the first one, and I'm very, very excited about the second season, and the trailer, it looks amazing. And obviously as a child I did watch Digimon when it aired for the first time, but I wasn't too into it. I wasn't too interested. I remember I remember playing Digimon and being very hyped about it, as a first grader, to some degree, a little wild, but then I just, it didn't compare to Pokemon in my eyes, so, didn't really watch it anymore, didn't seek it out like Pokemon. What else is there? Let me think. Obviously, like other Studio Ghibli movies I've seen, and I like a lot of them. Like Kiki's Delivery Service is one of the best ones, I think, but it just didn't reach the same level, personally to me, that Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle did. And you know, I just wanted to highlight the ones that I felt like I kind of grew up with, and the anime that really shaped me. And yeah, I would really like to hear what were your like favorite anime, or what is your favorite anime now to watch, or like did you grow up with anime, or are you someone who found anime later? By the way, one more anime that I want to mention, because this ties into anime, the anime that you find later, because there are very new animes now that are very popular, like Kimetsu no Yaiba being one of them. I also really much enjoyed the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I did watch the ones where Gojo was younger, like the history of Gojo Satoru. But I haven't seen the newest season. Like, I kind of fell off a bit from Jujutsu Kaisen because there were like big gaps. And was there a movie? Because if there was a movie, I definitely saw it. Maybe the movie was the one where, you know, Gojo is younger. But anyway, I think I need to rewatch Jujutsu Kaisen from the beginning so I can like get back to it a bit, because I remember really liking the first season. Like, it was amazing to me. And also a new anime that I started watching is something that most people might have seen already, but I haven't, so don't spoil it for me. It's Frieren. I've only seen like a few episodes because I don't get too much time to watch, and it's now Winter Olympics right now, so I'm watching a lot of figure skating at the moment. But yeah, I like it. I started watching it because, well, I knew it was good. Like, it was, well, even if it gets great reviews, doesn't mean that I would personally like it, but I do like it. I like the story, like, at least at this point where I am, the story, like, furthers very, it's, like, kind of mellow in a way. It's a calm watch, in a way. I don't know what happens, like, if it stays that way, but right now it's very good, and it's, like, I don't know, I like it. Haven't seen like some of the very popular ones. I've never watched Attack on Titan. I've never, well, what else comes to mind? I don't really know. You can please do like suggest some anime to me. I actually just watched the Anime Guys video about ranked like top, I don't know if it was 25 top animes, and they actually highlighted very like maybe more niche animes, and I got a lot of ideas what I would like to see and watch. But anyway, let me know what anime is your favorite or favorites, and what you grew up with, or if you found anime as an adult, what do you like to watch? And if you have any recommendations, I would like to know them as well, because I always would like to try out new anime and watch something, although I am like someone who loves to watch what I know, like I said many times in this video. But yeah, let's not drag this too long, so I'm gonna end the video here. You can do the YouTube things if you would like, and I will maybe see you in the next one. Bye guys!